You are not forgotten. God remembers your prayers. In moments of silence and waiting, it's easy to feel that our prayers have vanished into the air, unheard and unanswered. But Scripture reassures us repeatedly, God remembers. Though answers may be delayed or appear silent, God's timing is perfect, and His memory flawless. He stores our prayers like incense before His throne, Revelation 5 verse 8. Let's explore this profound truth through overlooked biblical stories that show God's faithfulness in remembering the prayers of His people. God heard Hagar in the wilderness. Genesis 16 verses 7 to 13. Hagar, the Egyptian servant of Sarah, was twice cast into the wilderness, abandoned and alone. In Genesis 16, pregnant and mistreated, she fled to the desert. There, God found her, called her by name, and gave her a promise about her son Ishmael. Years later in Genesis 21, after being sent away again, she wandered, thinking both she and her son would die. But God heard the boy crying, and an angel called to Hagar from heaven. God opened her eyes to a well of water, sustaining their lives. God not only sees the downtrodden, He listens to those forgotten by others. Hagar wasn't praying out loud, it was the cry of the child that God responded to. This reveals that even unspoken or desperate cries are heard. Lesson. Even when people discard you, God does not. He remembers every tear, every prayer, and every promise He has spoken over your life. The centurion's faith remembered. Acts 10 verses 1 to 4. Cornelius, a Roman centurion, was a devout man who feared God, gave generously, and prayed regularly. One day, an angel appeared and said, "Your prayers and alms have ascended as a memorial before God." His prayers had not been forgotten. They had risen to heaven like a monument. The Greek word used for memorial refers to a constant reminder. Cornelius's prayers were not scattered, they stood in God's presence as a record. Lesson. Persistent prayer and acts of righteousness are not wasted. They build a spiritual memorial that God honors in due time. Hezekiah's tears were seen. Isaiah 38 verses 1 to 5. When King Hezekiah was told he would die, he turned his face to the wall and prayed with tears. Before Isaiah had even left the palace, God told him, "I have heard your prayer and seen your tears. I will add 15 years to your life." God doesn't just hear words, He sees emotions. Tears are a language heaven understands. Lesson. You may think you're just weeping alone, but in heaven, every tear is counted. Psalm 56 verse 8. God's response to Hezekiah shows how quickly He can act when prayers align with His mercy. Zacharias and Elizabeth, prayers delayed, not denied. Luke 1 verses 5 to 20. Zacharias and Elizabeth were righteous but childless. When the angel appeared to Zacharias, he said, "Your prayer is heard." It's likely that Zacharias had stopped actively praying for a child due to old age, but God had not forgotten. God's answer may come long after the request, but it still comes. The delay did not mean denial, it was divine preparation for the forerunner of Christ. Lesson. Even forgotten prayers are remembered by God. Timing does not diminish divine intention. Prayers are eternal before God. Your whispered prayer, your groaning in the night, the petitions you've given up on, none are lost. Revelation 8 verses 3 to 4 shows that prayers rise with incense before God. They are not forgotten, they are preserved and acted upon in God's time. So do not grow weary. Keep praying. The answer may not come as you expect, but it will come. You are not forgotten, God remembers.